Okay, so for all of these ones, you're just typing in your response here. What are these in your own words? I think you kind of got that. This next one's pretty tricky, just because it's review in a way. So it is saying write a chemical equation for the reaction. So right now we don't care about numbers. We're just going to care about what the various chemicals in this equation are. So we got to go back to our naming rules. Um, so I'm just going to give them to us. So it's magnesium hydroxide. I don't remember the hydroxide. You need that special sheet for this. And now, the thing that makes this kind of tricky is let me pull up my periodic table. Periodic table. I know that hydroxide has a charge of -1, and magnesium has one of +2. So to make those equal 0, I'm going to need 2 hydroxides. That's pretty confusing. Don't let that confuse you for now. I'm just going to give it to you. Plus hydrogen, this should actually be monochloride, plus HCl yields dihydrogen monoxide, H2O, plus magnesium chloride. Now, I can't remember the charges of those off the top of my head. Remember, they have to equal 0. Right, so magnesium, going back to my periodic table, because it's in the second group, it's going to have a +2 charge, and chlorine is going to have a -1 charge. To make those equal 0, I am going to need 2 chlorines. All right, cool. Great, done with that part. Now I got to balance this thing. Balancing this thing, so there's a few different ways to do this. Guess and check. So remember this, so we're going to go reactants, products. I'm going to change things as we go. All right, so let's see, I got an Mg, I got an O, I got an H, and I got some Cl. All right, so I'm just going to start with what I have. In Mg, I've got on my reactant side, I've got 1. Oxygens, I've got 2 times 1 is 2. Hydrogens, I've got 2 times 1 is 2, plus this one says 3. And then Cl's on this side, I have 3. All right, let's go to the other side. On this side, I've got magnesiums, 1. Oxygens, 1. Hydrogens, 2. And chlorines, 2. Now, what I always like to do is I like to anytime I see an odd number, that's kind of bad. So what can I do to make this not an odd number? So then what I'm going to do is just guess and check. Remember, what we're doing right now is we're adding numbers in front. I don't know if this can be correct or incorrect. So I'm going to put a 2 in front of the, what I want to do is I want to get this 2. First of all, I want to make this even. It's probably the easiest way to do that is change this to a 2. Right, so now I've got 2 times 1 is 2, plus the 2 I already had. So now on this side, I don't have 3 anymore, I have 4, but I've also changed my chlorines. I've got 2 of those. Great, so magnesium's good, my oxygens are no bueno, and my hydrogens aren't quite there. So what can I put here to get this from a 2 to a 4? Sweet, 2 times 2 is 4. I also changed my oxygens, 2 times 1 is 2. Sweet. Beautiful. This is now balanced. Oops, I put my balance equation up here. I'm just, instead of rewriting that whole thing, I'm just going to draw some arrows. Great. The next problem takes a little bit more, so I'm going to make this a video just to do those first 2 parts.